Welcome and Dobro Pojalovat. My name is DireAjurah and this is Siberian Gaming Review. So not so long ago, I got trapped in a haunted apartment. Luckily, this time I had a Luigi board, a bottle of Stoli and a balalaika. So instead of dying a horrible death, I had a pretty good time and learned some stuff about the afterlife. Today's review, as you probably guessed, is about a game called From the Darkness. It's another horror game that puts you in the atmosphere of the motherland of the Soviet period. As usual, I will start from a brief story description. To be honest, this game doesn't really give us a truly developed story. If you played at least a bunch of horror games, you most likely got used to random pages just laying around that telling you some part of the story. But here, you're not going to see any of that. It all starts when our protagonist has to return to his deceased grandpa's apartment to take some stuff. Your first task is to climb some stairs of the typical Soviet-style building, until you finally find the right door. Once you fix the light in the apartment, you start looking for the desired item. The apartment looks abandoned, but not really. Yeah, it's a horror game, so you're not alone here. Long story short, the door is locked and now you have to find a way out by solving some riddles and just exploring the place. It's a rather short game. First time it took me around 1.5 hours. Mainly because of occasional slowpoke moments. Second time it took me half an hour, so that's the length when you know what to do. Now let's go to the real deal for the horror games. Is the game scary? Short answer is, yeah, pretty much. The atmosphere is great. You're stuck quite a lot in the darkness with only a flashlight or a lighter, if you're lucky. Let's add up to that some creepy and even gory encounters with the paranormal, and we get a decently made, typical horror game. But here's the thing, I wouldn't call it a scary game, but rather a creepy one. Whatever you see is either giving you a boo treatment and then disappears, or just chilling nearby watching your every step. It definitely builds up a decently terrifying atmosphere for most parts of the game. So I'd say, even if you survived at least a dozen horror games, you still might enjoy a first playthrough. And if you're a scaredy cat that decided to face your fears, then I hope your walls are thick enough, cause your neighbors might not like that. Now let's talk about the gameplay itself. First of all, it's pretty typical to most other horror games. You search for keys to unlock new areas and solve some riddles while trying to maintain certain level of light around you. The main point here is the fact that in order to advance you have to trigger the next event. Sometimes it's something important like finding a flashlight or a key. But it also can be triggered by just reaching a certain spot. You see the issue, right? In the first playthrough, occasionally you'll end up with a question, so what's now? And continue to wander around until you trigger the next event. It's a bit frustrating, but you'll find your way out eventually. So, is it a good game or not? It's definitely not the best horror game that was ever made by our hominid species. But the thing is that this game is not trying to be one. The creators are well aware what this game is supposed to be. A cheap, one-time horror experience. And by cheap, I mean the price, because it's definitely give you exactly what you paid for, so you're not supposed to finish the game with the feeling of getting robbed. In general, I would rate this game as a decent horror experience, without the attempts to sell you some second-hand, overpriced ghost story. It just tries to scare you and creep you out, and in my opinion, it succeeds in it. So I hope you found this review helpful. Those who played the game, feel free to comment whether or not you agree with me. Take care and have a nice day. I'm DireAjurah and I'm out to play some other games.